Muncy. Dave Vasse.
Max, how important was it to win last night and give Julio and Kershaw this opportunity in the next two games?
It was huge. There's just any game you can win is obviously big. We trying to go out there and play as hard as we can, and now we have two really good pitchers out there that set us up in pretty good position to finish this thing out. But we can't think ahead. We got to think about right now, and today we're focused on today.
Are you a little surprised by the way the Rays are coming right at you, and they seem to be trying to come on the inside part of the plate on you this series?
No, that's who they are. They pitch to their strengths, and that's what their strengths are. They're not going to change who they are for anybody, and that's why they've been so successful, and that's why their pitching staff is as good as they are. They don't try to manipulate what they do based on other people. They pitch their strengths, and that's what they do.
Thank you.
John Shea. Go ahead, John. John, you're on mute. Bob Nightingale, take it off mute.
Hey, Max. We all see what Mookie Betts is doing on the field throughout the season. Max?
Sorry, Bob. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, you got to repeat that.
Yeah. Max, we all know what Mookie Betts is doing on the field throughout the season, postseason. But what has he meant to you guys inside that clubhouse, going back to spring training when he had when you guys had the team meeting and he spoke out?
Yeah, it's been huge. He's been a leader for us. He like you mentioned in spring training, he came right in and challenged us before he even knew any of us, and that speaks to the kind of player he is, kind of leader he is. And he's made every single one of us better. He's made all of our work ethics better, and on top of that, he's just been really exciting to have around.
Is there anything that surprised you about his personality that you didn't know before, now that you know him as a teammate?
No, I mean, everything I'd ever heard about him was how hard of a worker he was and how he doesn't let any type of success change who he is. And, that's 100% true. He's in there working as hard, if not harder than anybody, despite all the success that he's had. And, he wants everyone to be as good as he is, and he pushes everyone to be that good.
Thanks, Max.
John Shea, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry about that, Max. Max, when you look back at your journey from getting released by the A's and now doing big things in the World Series, what do you see when you look back? I mean, how did you do this?
A lot of hard work.
Yeah.
A lot of training my mind. That's one of the things I talk about the most is just the mental adversity I had to overcome. Not just what happened on the field, just things that happen off the field with, you come home from the stadium and you're not happy. You're dealing with a lot of stuff. It makes it really difficult. So just trying to overcome all that stuff is something that I'm most proud of. And just regaining the little kid in me, going out there and regardless of what happens, just enjoying my time and just being thankful that I get to go out there and play baseball every single day.
Was there ever a motivation to prove the A's wrong?
I mean, I think there's always a motivation like that for anybody. If you're ever released from a team or traded from a team or anything like that, there's always some type of motivation.
Jorge Castillo.
Hey Max, what's the clubhouse vibe like right now?
Same as it's always been. It's relaxed. Guys are in there, just having fun, joking around with each other. I think actually at this moment they have the UFC fights on, so they're all pretty locked in on that. When it comes down time to do business, we're going to focus on what we have to do, and we're going to focus on tonight.
Is there a sense in there that, hey, we're 2 wins away from doing what we set out to do way back in February?
Maybe a little bit, but like I said, for the most part, guys are focused on tonight. We're focused on the starting pitcher tonight, focused on the Rays, and we're focused on whatever we have to do to try and find a way to get a win tonight.
Just lastly for me, what do you think of the 4-man outfield the Rays have done a few times, and did you adjust your approach at all when you see it?
No, if you adjust your approach, that's giving them the win. You just got to keep your same approach, and you got to keep your same swing. You can't try to change anything based on what they're doing. It's that's what they want you to do.
Thank you.
Mark Wicker.
Hi, Max. When you look at, if you were to try to tutor a young hitter about pitch recognition, what sort of exercises or drills or just mental approach would you suggest to a young hitter in that situation to be as discerning as you've been on balls and strikes over the past few years?
I think the biggest thing would be stick to your approach. You're looking for a certain pitch. If they don't throw that pitch, you don't want to swing at it, and that's probably the biggest thing I would emphasize is just be strict on your approach and be disciplined on it, and don't let what they're doing get you out of that.
Were you always this good in terms of recognizing it early? And if a hitter is having trouble doing that, what types of things would you suggest?
It's something that I've always had. People ask me about it all the time. I don't do any drills. I don't do any of that type of stuff. It's just something that I've had. And, like I said, I would just say you got to stick to your approach. Everyone goes through a slump. Everyone has bad times, and it's, through that, you have to make sure you're still doing the same stuff that you did when you were successful. Just because you're going bad doesn't mean that, you're doing things wrong. It's just the way the game is sometimes.
Jeff Wilson.
Hey, Max, you've been here about 3 weeks, about 20 minutes from where you grew up. Wonder what that's been like for you, that you haven't been able to leave the bubble and go, I don't know, to your favorite restaurant or see your parents or go run home and pick up a pair of shoes that you want, anything like that?
It's been extremely difficult. You're so close, yet you're so far away. This has been home for me for the last, 19, 20 years almost. It's home to me and my wife. It's where we have our house, and, not being able to go see our friends, see our family, not even allowed to have our pets. It's just been extremely difficult. But we're really close to the end, and hopefully it's something that's going to all be worth it.
Do you have something you're going to do, first thing you're going to do when you are able to go out and go home?
Just go home and enjoy. First thing we're going to do is go pick up our pets. Those are our kids, our family. We're going to pick them up, and we're going to go home, and we're just going to enjoy being home.
Okay. Thanks, Max.
Jack Harris.
Max, how often does the coaching staff talk about controlling the strike zone? And what are the things that they actually do to get that message across?
I don't know that they necessarily talk about controlling the strike zone. They just talk about being disciplined in your approach and being disciplined in our team plan. We might be looking for a certain pitch. We might be looking for a certain side of the plate, or maybe it's up or down, and just not chasing anything that's not in those zones. I think that's the biggest thing that we try to emphasize.
JP.
Hey, Max, I know coming off of injuries, it's an easy trap to fall into for a lot of hitters to develop any bad habits. I'm just thinking specifically about you getting hit on the hand back in July. How long did it take you to, A, feel physically where you wanted to, and then B, eradicate any bad habits that might have come from that?
I don't know. I might still be dealing with some of that. The biggest thing for me on that was mentally. Between last year breaking my wrist and then this year breaking, a finger, anything that was coming towards the inner half of the plate, I was kind of freezing on. I was kind of jumping out of the way. So to me, that was mentally, and I'm still kind of that way a little bit. I used to do a lot of damage on inner half pitches, and I don't necessarily know that I've done that much this year. I fouled a lot of them off, and I think a lot of that isn't necessarily a bad habit with a swing. It's just mentally not being ready to attack because, in the back of your mind, it's still, here's what happened last year, here's what happened this year. It's difficult to get over that sometimes.
Do you think that's why it was important for you to continue just seeing pitches, even when, physically it would have been easy for you to go on IL, just to be more comfortable with that inside pitch?
Yeah. It's just one of those things where you have to eventually get over it. And that's not going to happen overnight. You have to go out there and you got to keep performing the best of your ability, and you got to keep doing what you can.
Okay, we'll take a few more. Alana. Alana Rizzo.
Max, human tendency is to look forward, to look ahead. How are you guys able to not do that and legitimately just focus on the task at hand?
I think it just speaks to everyone we have in our clubhouse, starting from the top all the way to the bottom, with the staff and the players and even the training staff and the strength staff. It's all focused on what we have to do for today, for right now, for this moment. There's no, hey, we need to get you ready for tomorrow, get you ready for the next day. We got to make sure you're ready for today. Here's our plan for today. Here's the pitchers that are throwing today that we need to hit. Here's the batters that are playing today that we need to get out. It's kind of just, I think it's everyone involved, and that just speaks to, everyone that we have in that clubhouse.
How have you seen Julio progress as a pitcher?
It's been pretty incredible. From my first time seeing him when I came over here to the Dodgers, being, the young guy that's was always on the pitch count, to now being the guy who's they want out there in a big situation because that's who he is. It's it's been pretty incredible for me to watch, and just with the type of guy that Julio is, it's really fun to see and really good to see because he's such a good guy, and his stuff is really, really good, and the way he's able to control it, move in and out, move up and down, keep people off balance. They're never able to sit on one pitch. It looks like, it's pretty incredible to see.
Thank you.
And last one, Ron Blum.
Max, do you view home runs as particularly important to the success of the Dodger offense, or is it just a sign of the times where pretty much for all teams it's now significant?
I think it's just a result of us having good at bats. We're not out there trying to hit a home run. It's not what we're talking about in our game plan. We're just trying to stay disciplined to our approach, and that those are a result of us doing good things. It's not us just swinging for the fence every single time up at the plate. It's it's guys putting together good at bats, seeing good pitches, and hitting a mistake that the pitcher makes.
Thank you.